Today's video is going to cover 10 pro tips for the aisle. Now, warning before we get into this, some of these tips are what you could call exploits or glitches or however you want to put them. They are not hacking. I am not hacking in any way. I'm not changing anything in the game. Everything that I'm going to show you is in-game mechanics, and it's just how it is. And I mean, the aisles just never really was a finished game. But I'm going to show you some really top 10 pro tips. This is not some basic stuff. This is probably something that you may not have known. So as you can see here, I'm on Thenya. Obviously, I'm at Party Pond. It is completely dark. You probably will not be able to see anything. There's my night vision, though. As you can see, you can kind of see around you. It's not that bad. Especially if you play Dilo, you can see forever. But as a non-Dilo player, you don't really see too much. And I'm going to show you a way to kind of see a little better. Now you see that rock over there? I can barely see it. You can kind of make it out, but if you zoom in on your camera, bam, the whole rock is visible. If I move forward, I'll be able to see the tree line. You see the trees? Now you don't. So how night vision works, it works off your camera. So right now, like this, I could actually probably see really far in front of me. But because my camera is facing this way, I can't see. So if you zoom in and put it pretty much right on top of your dinosaur, you can see farther than you would normally. So this is just something to do at night, especially if you're coming into a crowded area. You can get that slight little edge on somebody. Now this next tip is for all non-survival dinosaurs and the para. The para is the only survival dinosaur that I really know, unless they've changed something, because even still, they may not give updates, but the game does change. There's small tweaks here and there that they actually still do in the game. You don't really see them, but there's small things that happen. So, with the para and non-survival dinosaurs, you can attack after you sit down. So you can stand attack. So you can go be sitting down, chilling. If something's running at your face, you can stand and attack as this para. You can also do it with non-survivals, like I said. You can do it with your right or left, depending on, so Chance can do their stomp as well. Para can stand paddle. Perfect for baiting people in. You're sitting down, they come running at you, and then bam, they just got paddled by a para. And if they're small tier, they're probably dead. So for this next tip, I gotta have my icons on down here to show you guys this next little pro tip. You know you can get ambushed. Everybody knows you can get ambushed. But what you may not know is you can bait people with your ambush. So you can see here I have my ambush. I can walk around. But they all know I have ambush. Everybody knows I have ambush. They can see me. They know I have it. If you hold shift, you stand right back up. I just broke my ambush, according to everyone else who's looking at me. But as you guys can see, I still have ambush. Oh, it went away now. So it's not something that lasts forever. You do have to make sure to use it right away and quickly. But so you can bait them in. They're like, oh look, he wasted his ambush. Nope. I still have ambush. I still have it. It is not a surefire way to trick somebody because, like I said, it doesn't last forever. But that's something that may give that one person just that slight edge. They're like, you know what, I can go in. Obviously, as soon as you press shift, your ambush starts going away and you start using it. But it may give you that little bitty edge. This tip is probably not that uncommon. But for newer players, this is going to be huge for you. You should never do this. You should never come up and just start drinking water. Never should you ever do this. This is 100% wrong, and this is how you get killed. What you need to do is you crouch before you go into the water. You can even walk by it. You get your ambush. Always make sure to put your tail towards the water, and then you can drink. And you have ambush. Now you have a way to escape. Say something comes right over the hill. I have my ambush. I can run. The ambush won't go away like last one. It'll stay the entire time and you're completely fine. And you can run away. If you have your head facing the water, you're either going to have to waste time going into the water and across. You may just have to waste time turning, and that may be the little decider for it. Now, unfortunately for this next tip, I can't show you what I'm doing because it's my keyboard, but I'm going to tell you what to do. So, this is how you auto walk as any dinosaur. You're holding down W. You do shift tab, pull up the Steam overlay, drop it, pull it up once again, let go of W, and then you can drop it. And there you go. Right now, I don't have my hands on my keyboard at all. I'm just walking. Obviously, I can't show you that, but I'm just walking. You can use your A, you can use your D. If you press your S, you stop. You won't move anymore. You can shift while doing it, let go of shift. You can keep going. You can eat, you can drink, you can do anything. You can even stop, rest, get back up, and you'll keep walking, just like that. This is going to be very helpful for people who play on V3 and have to travel across the entire world, and that way your fingers don't get tired. You can just use this auto walk just to help you walk away. If you press W though, it ends. So I'm going to press W, it ended. It stopped and you would have to do it again. Walking in the aisle is definitely one of the biggest things you do. Definitely huge. And the biggest problem with the aisle is these rocks. They are scattered everywhere, they are small, and your dinosaur just kills themselves over them sometimes. You can just step on one, and as soon as you step off, you break your leg, or you just die. It could send you off cliffs and you can just die. A lot of people fall victim to that. But there is a way to kind of help that. Say you're running along and you hit a rock and it sends you flying. I just broke my leg. If you safe log back in, your leg break will go from whatever it's at, I think it's always 15, to 0. And within a minute, you'll heal it. No problem. Obviously, I can't show that because I'm in single player, and I would just leave the whole entire server and nothing would fix. But if on another server, if you do that, your leg will fix. I only recommend this if you're by yourself or you're not in combat, you're not in any danger for you to do this. And if you're on a populated server, well, be careful because you may have lost your spot. So this one is for all the Allo players, all the Rex players, and any other dinosaur that you cannot break check people. Because if you let go, you still walk a couple of extra steps. Especially if you're running, like I'm going to use this rock as an example. I let go, and I walked, and you can see it's all the way close to the tip of my tail. It's pretty much at the blue middle part of my tail. I walked quite a bit of distance, and that can usually kill you. So if you need to stop, what you do is you let go of shift, press Z, and then let go of W. So shift, Z, stop. And I stopped almost instantly. You have to time it. You do have to time it. If you know they're going to stop, you have to time it perfect. But hopefully it helps you. So going, Z, stop. Look at that. Barely any distance past it. And then you can just be on their butts, be chasing them, and kind of do it as you need. But that hopefully helps some people with stopping and not taking those extra steps that end up killing you. With most dinosaurs, you can always get an extra bite. I'm going to show you how to double bite. Sometimes you can triple bite depending on how big that dinosaur is and how good you predict it. Especially with the Rex. Like, the Rex is known for getting all these extra bites, and you see it in tournaments. They bite right before they get to them, and usually they kill them because they get those extra bites in. I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm going to use this tree that I'm looking at right now. You're going to run at it. Right before you get to it, you bite. So about here, bite. You get them, you can bite again, and usually you can at least get 2 bites in before you dip out. In case you didn't break their leg on the first bite, that second bite probably did it. And that's how people take out Spinos very easily. Now, this next tip is mostly going to be used for Rexes and Trikes, because they're the only dinosaurs that do not gain stamina while trotting and moving. I'm going to show you how to get stamina back while trotting and moving. Now, this is the one that is probably going to get you in trouble if you use this and you get caught. I don't know how people are going to react to this, how they're going to think about it, but this is the one that is kind of broken. So, as you can see here, I've already lost some stamina. You can see the tippy toes of the 2 on the end. They're barely missing that little bit of stamina. Now, this does slow you down immensely. And for the Rex and the Trike, they're 2 different ways. The Trike is worse off than the Rex. So, as you're trotting, you're going to double tap H. Never let go of W. Double tap, double tap, double tap, and you just keep going. Did you see there? It worked. I just got my stamina back. I did mess up and I sat down for a second, because if you do it too quickly or you do it too slowly, you will mess up and you will sit down. But as you saw, I got some stamina back while I was just trotting. Sure, I moved extremely slow, but you could kind of use this to your advantage if somebody's trying to like drain you out of your stamina and they're just walking around you. You can just hit it. Just do that and there you go. You can get some stamina back while you're in combat. Again, use this at your own discretion. This can hurt you, especially if you do it wrong. You're going to sit down and that's probably going to be the death of you. And I mean, you could get reported for this, for cheating and getting infinite stam or whatever. But this is not a hack. This is not nothing. As you saw, it just kind of came to me. With the Rex, it is easier to get your stamina back while you're walking, and you can exploit it to your benefit. But again, you have to be careful. You can do this with any dinosaur, but the Rex and the Trike are the only ones who don't get their stam back. So as you can see here, I'm trotting, and I just broke my leg. Like I said, oh my gosh, those rocks, they are the death of people. Now that we got off that horrendous little side of the mountain where you just break your legs easy, you can see I'm running, and I'm draining my stamina. I'm chasing something. Let's say I want to stop. And now I'm getting ready to combat again. And they're circling me, they're trying to drain my stamina. For the Rex, what you have to do is you have to spam H. You spam it like no other. And you have to be careful because if you mess it up when you let go of the H, you may sit down at the end. But a way to negate that is just sprint at the end. And you'll always make sure to stand up. So let me show you. You're going to hear this because I got a mechanical keyboard. You're going to hear me spamming H. I just did it where I got 2 ticks of stand back, and I'm still walking. And there you go. That's how you can get some stand back while walking as a Rex. Now again, use these at your own discretion. You can use it on any dinosaur, but you may get reported and get falsely accused of speed hacking or infinite stam hacking. This is not a hack. Again, every single dinosaur can do this. You can do this with anyone, but these 2 specifically cannot get stam back while walking normally. This next, the last tip is for the theory, and then we're going to end the video. So for the theory and the theory mains out there who want to play theory, who want to main theory, you have 3 different attacks. You have your right click, you have your left click, and you have your sprinting left click. Sure, you have the sprinting right click, but I don't really consider that a 4th attack because it's not the same animation. So this one, you can get 3 swipes in, and this one you only get 2. Sure, you can like kind of DPS it, but if you're chasing something, if you let go of shift for a second, press left click and then press shift again, you will run while doing the 3 swipes, just like this. And you can chase some people down and just murder them, just like that. That's why it's called the murder chicken. But the other tip not many people actually know is that you can face tank people with this technique. Obviously, I don't recommend this against a Rex because it can just slaughter you very easily. I recommend running around it and trying to get behind it. But for a Spino, a Giga, anything that wants to try and face tank you, if you do W and shift and you spam them while spamming left click, you will DPS like no other. Now I'm going to try and do this perfect. I may mess up, but I did it perfect earlier, so let's see if I can recreate it. There you go. You probably can hear me just spamming away at the keys, but you click W and shift at the same time, and then left click at the same time, and you just DPS like no other. Look at it go. Oh, I messed it up. Okay, well that's it. Those are some good tips. Again, use them at your own discretion, depending on those, especially those stamina ones. Be careful when using them, or if you do use them, if you don't want to use them, just don't use them. But now at least you know, and are aware of these things.